This store is enormous. I don't think I've ever seen such a big pet store in my life. And the things that they had were absolutely gorgeous. They had some phenomenal setups like you see here. And just look at all these plants. You can see that pleco down there. Just a phenomenal, phenomenal store. You can see here, right out, in the larger part of the store, they have this really awesome saltwater stingray tank slash indoor pond. And they had so many stingrays in it. It was epic to look at. I mean, you can just see them, flapping around, little sea flaps. They're beautiful, and it's stuff like this that really makes a store special. Now, for those of you that like to aquascape, or that have cichlids, if you need rocks, make sure you check out that fish place in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. You can see just these enormous crates of rock and dry goods. Oh man, if there's any kind of fish food you want, they've got it. They've got all of it. It's just, the size and scale is crazy when you see how big this store actually is. And they have display tanks all over the place. You can see here to my left, we have these nice two little planted tanks. And forgive my camera, it didn't do very well with the black lights. And tanks, oh man, they have all the fluval flexes, all the little Betta tanks, all the little specialty tanks. And it's really awesome to see that because you really don't see them all the time. They have their empty tank display here, and there you can see their fish room. And Mike and Scott were here today as well, so you can see me in their videos coming out. And as soon as you walk in, you have this enormous tank right to your right, and that pleco is probably 2 feet long. That thing is gigantic. And again, forgive me for the quality with the black lights, but you have all the glowfish here in the first row to the right when you walk in, and it's just a super cool looking setup. You'll notice some of the tanks have black mat over them. Those are new fish that they're acclimating, so they don't want people scaring them, thus the reason that they cover the tanks with the mats. But they have all these awesome tanks. They have these bow front tanks set up. And again, more glowfish. They had glow danios and glow tetras, everything. In here they had some really cool crabs and some sailfin mollies and saltwater, and that's what it means by specific gravity, for those of you that don't know anything about saltwater. So this is actually like a saltwater mangrove type of tank. Lots of shrimp, so they had ghost shrimp in these two tanks. They were pretty cool to see. And you'll see later, I go to the auction. I didn't actually record anything about the auction, but you'll see the fish that I brought home. Holy crap. You guys have to stick around to see what I pull up from the auction, because it is crazy. And then again, just there's so many tanks. I couldn't sit here and go tank by tank, but it's a beautiful OB. And then there's another really gorgeous one, and I wish I had stopped on him because I really liked him. But just, it would have taken me so long. Like the last pet store, last fish store I was at, Natural Pets Plus, in Lawrenceville, New Jersey, was big. But this place was just beyond big. They had these really pretty discus. I really like those. Just discus are so expensive. And I do occasionally stop and show the price of things just in case you wanted to see. You can see the reflection of my daughter there. I did bring her with me today. So we went to that fish place, then I joined Chris Matsko at the Cichlid Club of York fish auction and picnic. It was a great turnout. There's probably 30 people there, and oh man, so many fish and plants. It was insane. The prices that fish go for at auction are, if you've never been to a fish auction and you want to fill some tanks up, please go find your local club, ask your local pet store, figure out what your local club is, and find out when the closest auction to you is. Absolutely worth it. Those African clawed frogs are pretty awesome. Now, I'm assuming these tanks had plecos in them. These are some nice OBs that they have here as well. So those orange and black ones are really cool. But yeah, there's so much, and behind me, you can see it in the reflection here. That's all saltwater, so they have another enormous section completely devoted to saltwater. Since most of my following, I don't do saltwater on my channel, I didn't really do anything with it. But if you're anywhere near Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and you need any kind of fish, that fish place is even just to go, and walk around and check things out is awesome. Make a day of it. The store itself is probably the largest pet store in the country, if not really, really close. They have some nice Africans in here. They had a bunch of Africans. And I'm going to start doing more with Africans. You'll see later what I picked up at the auction. But yeah, just awesome, awesome fish. Some stuff I've never heard of, some stuff I've never seen, which is rare anymore. But just awesome fish. And the staff there was very nice. They asked me if I needed help with anything a couple of times, but I let them know I wasn't getting anything. There was something I wanted in the store. There were some red devils. We'll see them coming up. But I didn't actually take anything home because I knew I was going to the auction, and I knew that's where I was going to end up getting fish. These red devils, yeah. So there's a couple of them in there, like the calico or the koi looking ones. I considered buying. But again, I knew I was going to the auction. I didn't really want to take anything home from the store. That poor lone Mabona. But yeah, a really nice selection of Africans. If you like African cichlids, really, really nice selection. And even South Americans, they had a really nice selection. They had some nice angelfish. They had all the live bears and tetras you could want. They didn't really have anything big that I noticed. There's Chris and his daughter Sophie. We spent the day with them, and it was a really great time. More Africans. More Africans. So if you want African cichlids, please go check them out. Again, they had an awesome selection of fish, and I would imagine they would usually have more, but with the pandemic, it's hard to get stuff. And holy bettas. There were 2 walls like this just full of bettas. And if I didn't already have a dozen, I'd have had a couple more. And then you walk into this plant room. This was probably my favorite part of the whole store. I love how they alternated the green and black tanks. I love the just sheer amount of plants they had. They had like plecos and stuff in the tanks. One of the tanks had flagfish in it. If you guys don't know, American flagfish will eat black hair algae. So if you have black hair algae, kind of like a community tank that can tolerate something like a smaller live bear, a flagfish is a really good option for that. Yeah, and so these are electric blue rams. Those are pretty cool. I'll probably end up doing something with rams, especially after seeing the electric blue ones. They're beautiful fish. Scott was down there recording. That's Scott McLaughlin of King and Queen Cichlids, and Mike of Michael's Fishing was also there. Some nice geophagus. And then their angelfish. They actually had some really nice angelfish in here, and if I wasn't going to move in a day, I'd have probably taken a couple because they were priced super low. Yeah, $5.49 each for assorted angelfish. That's not bad because they had a couple of really nice ones in that tank, so maybe I'll go back and pick a couple of them up. With those nice green tiger barbs, those would look awesome in a planted tank if you were looking for a fish, like a nice schooling fish. And all the Angelicus cats, and then some green Severum. Oh man, Severum. Just wait till the end of the video, wait till you see what I picked up at the auction. So they actually had this tank set out as assorted Central American and South American fish. I'm not sure what those were, but they look like some kind of convict mix. Yeah, all these little itty bitty baby Oscars. And for somebody that's never been to a fish auction, I gotta say it was pretty awesome. Getting to see the amount of different fish and plants and stuff people brought, and the prices at which they were going was crazy. So I ended up with a little bit more than I bargained for, but I just wanted to quickly show you the things that I got at the auction, and I probably won't tell you the price for all of them, but I will talk about the prices for some of them. Alright, so first up, we got a little lemon Oscar. He's about 2 inches long, and I only paid about $5 for him. So that was awesome. It's a really pretty fish. The camera probably won't do him justice, but he does have that nice yellow to him. Sometimes these lemon Oscars can actually just turn out to be regular albinos, and just as juvies they show yellow instead of orange, so they'll be more like that. But not always. Sometimes they do grow up and maintain that nice yellow color. Now, I kept saying I was going to get into Africans, and now I am. So here I have some peacocks. These are 2 Sunshine Malari peacock cichlids. Now, they're awful discolored. They've been in the car for a while. They've been in these bags for a while. It was hot out today. It is now pouring rain. So they're a little stressed out, and they're still young. I got those for, I think I paid $3. Right, next, these are OB peacocks. Again, they're washed out. They're real stressed out. They were in these bags for a long time. Pretty sure I paid like $6 for 4 OBs. So 4 OB peacocks for $6. Again, they're juveniles, but that is part of the fun of this fish. And I got 3 more slightly larger OBs. These I paid $3 for. Alright, so if you like African cichlids, Cichlid Club of York auction was awesome for it. And having so many tanks and always moved down and take the whole time, I figured it would be a good time to get a hold of some for it. Some more Sunshine Malari, so I got 4 total. Again, I paid $3 for those. These are Peru Menace, another African. So there are 3 of them in there. I believe it's a male and 2 females. Rainbow colored racing. Let's say color up the glad I have all the footage. Next. And then I got this beast. I actually got this Oscar for free. This is a foot-long Oscar. Nice orange on both sides, almost fully covered right down the middle. And I was looking for an Oscar like that. I really like him. Apparently he was picked on and he's in. Somebody took him in as a rehome. Didn't really want to keep him, so I volunteered to take him and put him in 25 Now these guys I really wanted. These are red shoulder severum. There's 2, there's a pair. They're fully grown. They could grow another inch or so, but they're adults. Gorgeous fish. I paid more than I wanted to for them, but I wanted them, so I got them. But again, I got a pair of these. So yeah, all in all, I got probably 35 fish. I didn't spend that much. I spent more than I wanted to for 7, but everything else I have for the price, which is why I have it. So for me, seeing all the different kinds of fish that I had, it was pretty awesome. So that particular meeting, seeing American cichlids, leopards, So it's interesting to see in the different areas what kind of fish people keep and what they're really interested in and what they're really after. I was glad with what I got. I got a lot of fish, I got a lot of nice fish, a lot of fish that are going to turn out to be large, colorful, attractive fish that normally you pay a lot of money for. So if you're seeing an auction near you, odds are you're going to be able to get the fish for pennies on the dollar. So make sure you take a look if there's something that you're after. Take a look at the list and see what's being auctioned off. See if it's anything that you want. as always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.